So, welcome, and I'm Dr. Dyer, and I want to talk about opening up your emotional pathways. There's the thinker, the feeler, and for you to not recognize which is the experiencer, often we are just being on the outside of our experience. We have different signals that lets us know that we are a thinker or we're the feeler. And in that emotional thinking, feeling state, there's a pathway that often gets misdirected. And in that direction, we get confused. And that confusion causes us discomfort. The experience has to come from the mind of a past. Liberation is an idea of future. You cannot liberate now if you don't know that you are without freedom. So when we hear different music and different things, we understand that the music is what we're hearing, but the notes has already passed us by. In liberation, it's each note that is the opening of the moment of freedom. The operation of the mind is always projecting if it runs on the thinker. The emotional mind takes the thinking mind and directs it away from obstacles and under opportunities. But the emotional mind has no vision of opportunities or obstacles. It just feels what it feels. So when we have to understand, when we are working on liberation, the thinker or the experiencer, creating an all-to-one avenue for them to work together for the freedom. Today, and we realize that Martin Luther King was shot, and today is April 4th. But we have all these signals around us to remind us of the turmoil that we were once in. We don't have anything to remind us of the freedom that we could have. So do you become the observer of the idea, or do you become the punisher of a fault? When we touch an emotional state, when we learn about where our emotions are connected to within our body, you can release the dynamic of the duality that you are living in. The repetitions of rhythms that is rolling through the back of your consciousness, it's an ongoing retrieval of protection that your mind is trying to do. We often think that what we are experiencing is something that we are going through now, and it's often just a memory you're reliving. But understanding that you're living reliving a memory and not developing an action state of now, you won't know that until you remember it. So it's difficult for you to keep chasing the tail if you don't understand that the tail is in front or is the tail in back. So in training, for you to work on liberation, it is to combine the observer, the thinker, and the emotion all into one action. The action is not about creating an echo of a thought. It's producing a now state of doing. There's a way. There's a way for us to understand what we are feeling and what we are reliving. This takes time. And in this time is liberation. This is why so many people will go to the pulpit and they'll tell you that salvation is this or liberation is that, but they have not given you the action of the now state mind. You're